Hey everyone, you're here with AFTERBUZZ TV for Keeping Up with the Kardashians After Show. It's season 12, episode 5, Fake It Till You Make It. Stay tuned.
You're tuning into the destination for TV superfan discussion, AFTERBUZZ TV. And now, let the buzz begin.
I just want to like Vogue to this song. Hey everyone, you're here for AFTERBUZZ TV, Keeping Up with the Kardashians. I'm your host, Francesca, here with my lovely host, Justine and Dakota.
Hey guys.
So let me start out with the good news. Good news is we had a really great show that we're going to discuss, and the bad news is Bobby won't be coming back. So
I know, I never got to meet Bobby, but I know that supposedly it was a fan favorite, and now people are going to be really sad about it. But
yeah, I mean, it's so sad. Like, I was really excited to meet him too. But you guys, we're going to stay positive. We're going to get through this. We're going to have a great show.
As long as you have super fans of the show, I think that there shouldn't be a problem.
Yeah. Bobby sends his love, but just like everyone else from the panel, just their schedules didn't match up. So it's going to be us. So thanks for sticking with us and staying tuned. Let's get right into it.
Sure.
There was, I think, 3 major storylines this episode.
Mm-hmm.
I think we got to introduce ourselves.
Oh, yeah, where can we find you?
Oh, well, I introduced, but
Without the
Twitter.
handles, yeah.
Tell us where we can find you.
Thanks, guys. Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA. Justine?
Instagram, I do this every time. Instagram, you can follow me. Let's Face It with Justine, and on Twitter, Justine DiVanna 3.
And you guys can find me on Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, all of that at Mr. Dakota T. Jones.
I wish I could have it all as one.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? But I had to switch it up because it was too long for my Twitter, and it was just annoying, so I'm jealous of you guys.
All right, so Scott. Let's start with Scott. Scott has been, we were just talking about Scott like 2 weeks ago. He's been a continuing storyline, but his storyline is continuously the same, as we always talk about.
Yep.
So I actually appreciated this episode, though, because Khloe kind of started talking to him and letting him know exactly like what we've been feeling for a long time.
Yep.
And it's because they had a dinner for Rob, the father, Rob Kardashian Sr.'s birthday, and they do that every year where they have the Armenian food from carousels, and they have a good time. And Scott was there, and they were trying to engage with him, and he was just like,
Like blah, like just sitting there.
He was just like not into it. And I feel like it's so sad because he whines all the time about not being included in everything. And then when they do include him in stuff, he's always like, I'm so sad, woe is me. And it's like, I get it, like he's depressed. I understand completely. He's had a really tough past few years. But at the same time, you kind of have to look on the bright side of life. All of these people love you and are wanting to continue to have you in their family, even though you've broken up with Kourtney. Like, show some enthusiasm. Otherwise, they really will kick you out. I mean, they're being nice and gracious by letting him still hang around, but if he's always going to bring the mood down, they're not going to continue to have him there.
Yeah, no, they're definitely not going to continue to have him there if he's going to just keep acting like the way he is, like being so negative. But everybody that knows me knows, I don't know why out of everybody, I'm a Scott fan. I think that there's so much that lies deeper with Scott, and I think I understand him to a certain level of just the stuff that he struggles with, but at the same time, it's like a broken record.
Yeah.
exactly.
It's like a broken record.
For 12 years. We're not even,
I
you know what I mean.
I think he's a good person. I just think he just needs to have that slap in the face, like almost like Lamar did, but he didn't have that. You know what I'm saying? Like, Lamar seems to be kind of, getting himself back together, and Scott just seems to be going down the same path,
Yep.
Well, that's funny bringing up Lamar, because Lamar was there, of course. He, right now, at least, because I've heard differently since then, but right now they're trying to include, as in the Kardashians, are trying to include him in the family still, and be his support. But they put together the 2 least talkative, people. Well, Scott can talk, but, that conversation was just,
It was just
like awkward. It was very yo, yeah, so man, you really had a hard time. Yeah, I did. I can relate. How are you? I'm pretty good, I guess. I was like, okay, usually, you cut out the slow stuff and you keep the fast-paced stuff in the show, and I'm like, what is this? They just had to fill up another 3 or 4 minutes of time and just let this in there. But I do love them both, but I do feel like they're just not enthusiastic at all. And I know that they've both gone through a ton of stuff, so obviously they're not going to be like, oh, hey, how are you guys? But at the same time, it's just kind of awkward to sit there and watch them,
Right.
And I feel bad. I don't want to be that guy that's insensitive, because I get where they're coming from, but it's, you know what I'm saying?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I know what you're saying. I think that Lamar, I don't know, it was so cool to see the two guys that were kind of on and off the past couple years, like not even on camera, and it's just like them two taking over, and I was just like I loved it. I'm just a very big Lamar and Scott fan, like whether or not, you know, it works out with them, but I just want to stay positive for them.
Yeah, definitely.
I don't agree with all of Scott's actions at all, but
Right. Yeah, he, like we said, he's whiny. And for example, they brought up, like, why didn't you come to anything when they were in New York for Kanye's show? And he said, Courtland doesn't communicate with me. I felt like a tag along. Woe was me. Eeyore, little cloud just following Scott everywhere.
It's like, if you are always going to be talking like that, they're going to not want you around. Like, you got to get it together in a sense and be like, you know what? Like, he can decide whether or not he's going to be the tag along. If he's having a good time and they're all having a great time, he's not going to be a tag along. If he's sitting there moping in the corner, just kind of awkward and like,
then he's a tag along.
Then he's a tag along. So it's up to him whether he is or isn't one, because they're all including him, except for the fact I loved that Khloe has said what we've all been thinking for years. Khloe was like, you know what? He's whiny. He's a broken record. He's the victim. And I was like, thank you, Khloe.
They haven't said that before?
I mean, I feel like they have, but I love how Khloe really laid it all out there and didn't really sugarcoat it.
Right. Yeah, I don't think she's ever outright said that to him, because not only did we see on the show that she talks about it with Kourtney and she talks about it with Kim, but she straight up told him to his face that, you know, she did say, you're whiny, stop being so moody, negative, depressive, you know, playing the victim. And it's true, because he even said he moved closer to Kris's house so he could be even closer to the family. Yeah. So you know that you're a part of the family. Why do you know, he's just in his own little misery bubble. And I, like I said, we understand, and I've been in that place, and you've said you've been in similar places, you know, so I get it. But you no one wants to be exactly around someone who's going to keep whining and making excuses. Like, change.
Yeah. I mean, it's all about, it really is all about change. And I think that it just depends on if, you know, they have to want to do it, because it's just like with Scott, like it's a broken record, it just keeps going and going and going. But I think that, like you said, he's very whiny and mopey and the victim. And I think it's just getting to a point after like over 10 years now, it's kind of just becoming like nobody's taking him seriously. No. They're just like, come on. Like, I understand he's going through so much, and like, I really get it. Like, if all that tragedy in your life, but stick to one way. Don't keep going back and forth. Yeah. I'm fine. I'm going to go out and party next sec. It's like flip-flopping.
I've seen so many addicts who, like, they're hitting a wall, not doing anything. And I hear, like, the moment that they find success and happiness is the moment they decide, you know what, I'm not going to do this for other people. I'm doing this for me, because I've got to get this together. I'm not putting on a show anymore, trying to do it for other people or do it to get Kourtney back or do it for Kris or anything like that. Like, I'm doing this for me. And then after that, the factors of, okay, I'm going to have, you know, them back in my life and kind of incorporate everything back. It's all about starting with you first and then moving forward with everything else. You can't just do it for other people, because you're never going to want to change, because it'll be, you know, not coming from the inside.
Right.
So.
Yeah.
Exactly.
And he says, you know, like he said, I think he said to Khloe, like, I didn't see it that way. You guys do want to include me. Like, I'll take, you know, hopefully he takes that into consideration, because he needs something more exciting in his storyline than always just being mopey.
Yep. He needs something exciting in his storyline, except, like, without the fact that, you know, every time we get an exciting storyline from him, he's out partying or relapsing. And I don't want to see that. I want to see him doing something crazy fun and be like, oh my gosh, Scott, that's so cool, rather than...
And the thing is, he's on a reality show, and people have to realize is, you know, they're filmed almost, whether or not it's 24 hours a day, they only show 1 hour and then maybe like 45 minutes without commercials every week of these people's lives. Yeah. Like they're literally, everything is cut and copied. People love drama. So it's like, you have to think about it. What is Scott known for? He's known for that whole kind of persona that they portray him as. And I'm not saying that's not him, but I also try to give any of the Kardashians, not just him, I try to give them all a little benefit of the doubt, because you just don't know what they're leaving out or what they're adding in. Yeah. So.
Right. Yeah. I mean, obviously, since it's a reality show, some of it's going to kind of be pushed together, but a lot of it is them piecing together what they as a network or as a show want us to see. So
did you see that?
We just gotta go with what we got in there.
Right?
Yeah.
Did you see that little product placement at the very beginning when Kim's walking in high heels with her waist trainer on in the house? When, when Caitlyn comes to visit, she's like walking down the stairs, like trying not to fall over because she's wearing that like waist trainer. And I'm like, oh, product placement.
Product placement.
Yep.
God.
It's all about the product placement.
God.
I'm sure she got paid a lot just for that.
Just
scene.
for that little scene, not even a picture.
What do you think of the little statue that Caitlyn
Dude, that was
her?
my favorite thing ever. And I think the funniest part was Caitlyn saying, that's like me, because the crotch area was like a little big.
Gosh.
So it was like...
I love how Caitlyn called herself out. She's like, yeah, it's not me. Or she said, yeah, maybe it's me.
Yeah.
I'm like,
I died.
I love that. I love when people can call themselves out.
And then Kim was trying not to laugh because her waist trainer was going to like break her in half.
And she said she didn't want to cry off her mascara, which
So cute.
she laughed so hard. And he wanted to put a cup on the booty. Like,
I think that's
he wanted
genius.
to E40 up the wooden statue of the booty.
I love it.
I love that.
Can you
I love.
imagine like going to Kim's house and then just walking by and then there's the little wooden statue with the little
I would be
glass on the
like,
butt?
it's funny, but go figure. Of course, she would have something with the
I
butt.
would love that. That's so great.
So we see Kris taking Corey shopping for antiques,
Yep.
talking about weird home pieces.
Yeah.
But yeah, so she's looking for home goods and stuff like that, and he's just like, I like spending time with you. I don't really care. And then they go have lunch with MJ, and he says, I want to have like a really like romantic date, not like luxurious and whatever. Like,
He's like,
geez,
that's easy.
first world problems, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, like really, because they do it all the time, probably.
And so he wants to go roller skating, and I like how MJ's you mean what is ice skating? Like, no, roller skating. Roller skating's fun.
I've never been roller skating.
It is, but I fall all
No.
the time, and I'm always afraid as soon as I fall, I'm gonna like get my fingers cut off by someone else rolling over them.
That's what
I would
ice skating.
That's what I would say
See,
about
I don't do ice
skating.
skating. I can't. That just scares me half to death. Like
I
it
do.
really is scary. Like I've been there before when someone like falls and someone kind of rams their finger a little
my
bit.
God.
Like I can't do it.
That's why
Yeah.
I see people that, like, this is so off topic. I'm not even getting into it, but people that do all those flips and turns. And I'm like, oh my God.
Show off.
Right?
No.
Crazy.
But like I think roller skating, is a little bit more old school, so that's not why. Like you said, you haven't done it. It makes sense. Like it's not like I did it a couple times growing up for like little birthday parties, but
Yes.
it's not like super.
Is there even a place here in I mean, obviously there is,
There's
but
one in
be.
Glendale.
I wonder if
Yeah.
that's the one they went to, because I at least ice skating rinks, you can find them more common, but I
Yeah.
feel like you have to really search to find a roller skating rink.
Yeah, it's not. But it's so much fun. It's like rollerblading. It's so much
Yeah.
fun.
But Kris was not about it.
No, she wasn't.
She was like not wanting to do this. She was like, I'm gonna break a hip, and I think it's funny because Corey's all about let's do young activities, and he's got to remember she's 60 years old, like a grandma.
She said
Like,
that. She
you
said,
don't
I'm
wanna
60
break her.
and I'm a grandma.
Like you
And she had
gotta
her
keep
knee replaced.
you gotta keep her preserved as long as you can, buddy. Like you can't like have a death
Long
wish
as you-
here.
Hey, 60's not old, okay?
Well, you know what I'm saying. Like he can't have her just like doing these crazy things. Like she could get really hurt, and then it would make her not be able to do anything.
Oh my God, and the Kardashian empire would fall. I see
Oh my
what you're doing,
gosh.
Corey. No, I'm just kidding.
See? No.
I know.
I love Corey.
Corey's so young and like full of life, and he just wants Kris to be like that with him. So
And he genuinely, I think, loves her. Like he just seems so excited to be with her.
they are.
Oh, I thought you were gonna be
so
like,
cute.
no.
No, they're cute. Like
Yeah.
I was looking at the way he looked at her and the way he was talking to her, and I was like, he adores her.
Yeah.
Whether or not it's for show, for the cameras, I mean, it seems like he really likes her.
the moment I really just sealed the deal was when he's like, "You're my perfect little antique."
Oh my God, can we talk about that comment? That's
I
like,
love that.
that was like the most backhanded compliment ever. It's like, oh, you look pretty for like whatever, like a white girl or a black girl. Like that's like a backhanded oh my God, you're my cutest little old person.
Yeah.
Like
I was
I
like-
don't think he meant it like that.
I know he
though.
didn't, but
it
it's like,
came out
yeah.
the wrong way.
And then
Yeah.
she was like, "Okay."
I think that's a compliment.
Yeah, that was so funny.
Yeah, I don't think he meant it in a mean way, but
No.
No, he didn't. But I think the only reason, Kim called her out on it too. The only reason Kris really didn't want to do it is because she didn't pick it. It wasn't like her control.
Yep.
She said Kris is used to 90% of the time taking the reins, and Corey's just like whatever. Like he's probably
You don't
there
care.
for the ride. You know what I mean? So she had to really I mean, I thought they were going to get into a fight for a moment in the kitchen because she was so anti roller skating, roller skating, but they ended up doing it. And then how cute. All the little kids all padded up with their little...
cute.
Well,
Walkers.
I love how they... I love how they went on a date, but it really wasn't because there was, like, the entire family there.
True.
So it was like a family date.
It wasn't a family affair.
It was so cute.
It was so cute.
It makes me want to try it.
Yeah, it's fun.
You have to. Yeah.
You want to try? Actually, I hurt my knee a long time. I'm like Chris. I'm like a 60-year-old in a 25-year-old's body. So I don't know. I don't know if I can risk my knee, like she says.
You could do it. Y'all could do it. So I think the funniest like main story this night was the Hollywood tour thing. And I like that. I do like that they addressed you know, we start off the beginning of the episode with Kendall. She's in Rome for Palazzo's Fendi opening, like so fabulous, right? Fabulous life. And she gets really upset with the paparazzi always there, and
she says that, or Chris says that she's very sensitive to that. Like out of all of them, she's the most sensitive, where it will literally ruin her day if like a paparazzi is there.
Right, and we see it like when they do go on their little tour, when they're at the subway, she like freaks out and it's like, no, I don't want to do this, and I don't want to do this anymore. But
girl, I mean, she's one. What is she? She has to get used to it. Holy crap, she's a Kardashian.
Yeah, I mean, it sucks because those two were the only ones that really didn't have like a choice into it. Yeah, they just were born into a family that was already, you know, well known, and then obviously it just blew up over the years. But
whether they liked it or not, they were maybe known.
Yeah, exactly. And so Kylie's like, I just want to be normal, and God, I can't imagine, because sometimes I feel like really lazy and I'll just like throw up my hair and no makeup and run to the mall to, you know, run errands. And you could not do that as someone famous, because someone's going to take an ugly ass picture of you and they're going to talk all this crap about you and it'll be all in the magazines. So she's like, I want to be normal. Yeah. Khloe's like, I haven't gone to a normal mall in forever. Like, just, I can't even imagine that. So how do they want to be normal? They like Justine said, we were watching, spend lots of money
on something we could never afford to do, even for like an event.
On prosthetics. Yes, exactly.
I'm just gonna wake up and like, because I do makeup and stuff, so I don't do that many prosthetics and stuff, but I went to school for it, and it costs so much money, because that costs so much, like it takes so much time. You see them laying in the chair, it's like, oh yeah, they're there for like maybe an hour. Oh my God, they went there the day before to get fitted and stuff, and so that would take a long time, and also to get everything done, you could be there all day. So that is so much money, and that's like, probably it costs more than what the normal average human being makes a year. Seriously.
I don't know about that much.
For all three of them?
I don't know.
I don't know the prices, but I bet you would be pricey.
I mean, they may have even gotten it done for free because of the fact that they're the Kardashians.
Well, of course.
And that they're promoting it on the show. I'm sure that...
Well, I don't mean it's literally like my... Okay, I exaggerated.
I was like, there's no way.
I was exaggerating. But it's a lot. If they had to pay for it, it would be a lot.
Yeah.
So...
But that's normal, you know. They just were being normal.
They're like, this is pocket change.
If they get that freaking done for free, that's not fair.
It's so funny because being a celebrity, it's almost like, I put it to like real world terms. Real. And I think of, you know, like if you guys have ever worked retail, whenever you're walking, sometimes from walking one end of the store to the other, you just want to make it to the other end of the store, and excuse me, actually, can you help me? And then you get a little further, and then you have to go back here to show them something, and then you're just trying to get to the other end of the store, and it just seems like you can never make it or figure out how to do anything, because you have to keep stopping all the time, and like, I'm sure that's like them, but they have to take pictures.
Well, I feel like it's the other way. I hate going into stores and everyone's like, hi, like, can I help you find anything? Like, I'll come to you if I need something. Leave me alone.
It's so annoying.
Yeah. So yeah, exactly. It's the same.
So annoying.
It's the same thing on like a grand
I pretend to be
scale.
on my phone. Like, because then they'll be like, they'll skip you. They'll go to the person that's like not on their phone in front or behind you, because if they even try to say anything, I'm like, I'm on the phone.
I literally
what are you talking
have a
about?
fake cell phone thing all the time.
I do it all the time.
Doesn't matter what situation. If I just want to get out of a situation, I just pretend I'm on the phone. I'm like, oh yeah, so yeah.
I do it all the time.
All the time.
I do it literally all the time. Maybe I do it more than I should.
So they get the prosthetics, and they can't pull off the I'm on the phone trick. They can't do that.
Nope. They're a little bigger than that.
A little bit bigger. So Khloe does the biggest transformation.
Yep.
She looks older, obviously. She's got the whole neck and whole face, like, just watching, like, they paper mache'd her face. That's what it looked like.
I loved it.
And I was like, are they going to put, like, straws through her nostrils so she can breathe? Like, oh my God, I would freak out.
I would be so claustrophobic. And not only that, but have you seen how they do it whenever they do, like, the Madame Tussauds Wax Museum? They have to, like, do the whole face.
Oh,
and, like,
dang, I've never seen
the whole
and
body.
they literally just, like, look like... I could not breathe if I did that. Like, it's crazy. And Khloe, I love how her name was, like, Dolores or something like that. She really went all out. And then the other girls just kind of like, I'm going to put on a fake nose and ears and I'm going to wear a pregnant belly. Like,
I was so disappointed. I thought they were going to all go out. And, yeah, Khloe went and dressed, like, to the T, like, grandma status. Like, you would not even know that's her. But I was like, I could kind of tell that that's, like... Kylie with a little nose or something. Like, I don't know. I wanted them to all go out.
Yeah.
Yeah. Kylie and Kendall did look the most similar to themselves. And they definitely, I think they should, if they were going to already all do all that, they should have just done all the way.
all out.
But they should have gone on a Hollywood tour, though. I think they should have done, like, just gone through, like, a mall, like we were talking about. But I think, obviously, that adds to it. I still don't know how people didn't, I think those people on the bus knew that it was them. I'm pretty sure.
Probably.
They had to have, because when they said, okay, like, you know, thanks for dealing with us or whatever, they just were, like, laughing. Like, nobody seemed shocked.
Yeah.
Like, I feel like maybe for taping reasons, too, because they were shown. Like, these people's faces were shown.
Well, the one girl in the back was blurred out, but she did have a big camera and she was taking lots of pictures. She could have totally been a tourist.
Yeah.
And just not agreed to show her face.
That's
yeah, because they have to sign release forms.
Yeah, some people would probably be like, you know, I don't want to be shown. So I get that. But, you know, I think it was so great because these people were just, like, looking around like, what is this? Like, you know, they kept talking and they were saying, Kylie, Khloe, shut up. And if I heard that in a Hollywood tour, I'd look behind me and be like, I would put the dots together.
Yeah.
I would connect the dots.
Exactly.
And then I'd be like, oh my gosh, like, so excited.
It's probably what happened. Or they either told them before or after in the release, because you have to have a release form to be on a television show. So one way or the other, they found out.
Right.
I want to know how the Paps found them, though.
Well, they started posting on Snapchat, and they said in the episode that they did that because they didn't want the Paps to have, like, the first premiere of it. Whatever. I think that they shouldn't have Snapchatted their tour because that kind of, like, it gave it away. I remember watching it, though, and, like, these guys are crazy. What are they doing? It looks hilarious.
I didn't see it.
Everyone always talks about how these people are so entitled and so, like, snooty. And I think the thing that I love is, like, if people would watch these episodes, they literally are regular humans just being absolutely crazy, funny, doing stupid stuff. Like, that's, like, the more human side of them that a lot of people don't see. A lot of people just see the cover of the magazine. But when they look and see this kind of episode where they are just being insane.
Yeah.
Like,
and
I love it.
Yeah, exactly. If any quote unquote normal person had some extra money lying around, they're gonna go and do fun things. So like, that's just their life.
Yeah.
Khloe's my favorite. She's always been my favorite. I mean, do you see the things she was doing and saying? Like, it was basically just Kendall and Kylie laughing at her because she was so funny and her voices and.
She's having a heyday with herself.
She's my favorite. I love her.
Khloe called Kylie old Kylie. Like, you know, young, like, 12, 13-year-old. Like,
this looks like the old Kylie. Like, damn, she just called her out.
That was great.
I loved it. I love when she was peeling
her face
off because she just looked so scary.
I know. She was like, this is what smoking does to you guys. And like,
I love her. I just want to hang out with her. Out of all of them, I would choose to hang out with Khloe. What about you guys?
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah. I honestly would love to hang out with all of them.
Any of them.
Yeah.
But I think Khloe definitely. But
Khloe or Kylie for me.
Yeah.
Khloe always does. Like, she likes to do the crazier, fun, pranky type stuff. So, like, that episode, I think it was last season, when they were at Kylie's house and she starts throwing guacamole in their hair and stuff. I was like, that stuff, like, don't
I'd be
that.
like, no.
You're
But
like, no.
They can be like, have someone do it, clean it for them. But it was so great whenever Lamar FaceTimed Khloe.
Oh, yes.
And Lamar's like, you ugly. Like, you're ugly.
Oh, those two relationship. I mean, thankfully, because it's just another topic to get into that we are not. they didn't get into their relationship. The whole like Lamar and Khloe relationship.
Next week we will though. You saw the teaser. They were talking about how they're going to go ahead and go forth with the divorce.
Oh yeah.
Oh, they're so amazing. I can't get into it.
I don't see what you're talking about though.
I know, because you know what it is? Regardless of what is happening, I'm just a believer in love. So I know the love is there. Whether or not it's right, whether or not it should work, I'm a full believer in just love. And I really think, get rid of everything, I really think they love each other.
I think she loves him.
You don't think he loves her?
I'm sure he does to a sense, but I mean, if he really, truly, like 110% loved her, he'd make some better life choices.
I know. People can disagree with me.
The proof is in the pudding. The proof is in the pudding.
Yeah.
Like
I know.
Like you said, if everything was stripped away, because they don't live normal lives. So if everything, I mean, they have normal problems. But if all the fame was stripped away, Lamar wouldn't have all these, drugs or women and this and
Seriously.
that. And it might be better, but it is what it is. And like you said, Dakota, if he really wanted to, he would do things. But I think he needs to focus on himself right now, first and foremost. Because they said, we see in the teaser for the next episode, she says, we broke up. You guys shouldn't be. But then with Scott, they're like, you're family. So you can't do that. Lamar's either here or and that goes for Scott.
Yep.
As well. I don't know.
A lot of tough decisions, but they got to get it together because they can't keep stringing these people along. Like, they need to let them know what's up, and then they can go forward from there. But having this whole, I just feel bad because obviously they're helping Lamar, and I love that. I think it's amazing that they're helping him after everything that, he's done towards them that's wronged them. They still show him love, which is great, but at the same time, you kind of have to have tough love in a sense as well, because if you just baby them, then they're never really going to change. They're just going to feel comfortable and then go run around and do their things and then get a slap on the wrist later and be like, bad kid, you know what I'm saying?
Dakota getting real serious this episode.
I know. Usually I'm very light and fluffy, but
He's nope, not this episode. We got some shit to talk about.
We got some crap to talk about. But yeah, you guys know what I mean.
Yeah. No, it's true.
Yeah. It makes me sad, and it's a lot of heavy stuff.
Trust me, it's that's a whole other next week. Let's save more of that for next week because it's gonna be huge.
It's gonna be huge.
Are there, before we get to news and gossip, are there any little things? I wanted to shout out my friend Don. He's their trainer that you saw.
That's so cool.
In the show, and if you guys have been watching for a couple years, at least 2 years ago when I was quite thinner, it was because he was my trainer.
That's so
cool.
And
I don't work out anymore, so now I look like this. Anyways.
No, stop that.
Yeah, it was there. I don't know if you caught them talking about belly buttons. I actually used to hate belly buttons. I couldn't even say the word.
Really?
So I thought, yes, I hate the word, but I could deal with it now.
Say it.
Belly button, but
okay, never mind. You can say it.
It still gives me shivers. I don't know if you remember, handful of years ago, there was a Levi's commercial where the little belly buttons were singing, "I'm coming out."
No,
I would freak out and change the channel.
That sounds pretty creepy, though.
I don't like that.
That sounds creepy.
I don't really think there's anything that it is weird. It's if you think about a belly button, it's weird, but also think about everything. An ear, that's weird. A nose, that's weird. So really think about it when it comes down to it, everything's freaking weird.
Yeah.
But the thing is, it is kind of weird because it's this vortex that used to connect you with your mother in a sense to where
weird.
You're what if one day that thing just decides to come unraveled? You're screwed.
Ew.
Come unraveled.
Yeah, because it's all twisted up, and together. If it unraveled, everything would come out.
Ew, Dakota! I was never thinking it like that.
About it,
okay, this is gonna make me start having a phobia again. So let's move in. Anything else we missed?
No, that's pretty much it.
All right, let's get into some news and gossip.
News and gossip.
AfterBuzz TV News.
Okay, so our first news and gossip is from DailyMail.com, and Bette Midler actually has chickens named Kim, Khloe, and Courtney. And the Kim Kardashian chicken, the Kim Kardashian chicken has recently passed away from a yeast infection.
Oh my god.
Bette Midler is kind of says this kind of stuff to make fun of Kim, and it's really sad, but in reality, Bette and Kim have had this ongoing battle.
Oh yeah.
Oh, so they don't so they really don't.
She doesn't like them.
But so she just has chickens, just
named after them, and they said
just for fun.
They said, she said, and quote, I just got done cleaning out the chicken coop full of shit, and then said
shit.
Yeah, and then said
he won't say it.
And then said, oh, it's just like the Kardashians, all my chickens are named. So that's why she named them, is because they're full of
Well, they didn't. It wasn't it her and Bet and Khloe. Didn't they argue with each other recently on
Kim,
Twitter?
Because
or was it
when Kim posted her nude selfie,
Yes.
Oh yeah.
Bet was like, all right, whatever, and then she's like, oh, Bet, you should probably go to bed now. It's past your bedtime.
Yeah, okay.
Kind of thing.
I can't believe that's so funny to name her chickens that, but that's like a lot of energy to give someone that you hate. And like, okay, my chickens, like their name. I wouldn't, if I hated someone, I wouldn't want to name them someone I hate because.
See, the thing is, if you didn't like anyone, you wouldn't even care. If you hate them, you care.
You care.
You care.
Whether you
because you wouldn't if you didn't care, you didn't care.
Whatever. Yeah.
That's so funny though. I like it. I like that.
But I think the craziest part is that chickens can get yeast infections.
I guess so.
Poor thing.
I know it died of a yeast infection.
Kim's the one that
It's
got
like
it.
it's like koalas with chlamydia. Like,
I know.
well, this world is weird. Anyways,
crazy.
My koala got chlamydia.
Oh,
they all
that's
have
like a thing.
chlamydia and
a lot of them have
Australia or
chlamydia.
something.
It's
I'm not eating with the
crazy.
koala, so I don't know.
Well, our next thing is Kim recently released some more Kimojis, and these are getting better and better each time. We got some new ones that are up north, and Kanye, and even Kylie with her crazy, like, funny face with one eye closed, one eye open.
Yeah, I'm confused about that one because Kylie's not really the goofy, funny type. So I saw that and I was like, I could see if it was like Khloe.
Yeah.
So I was confused.
And I want to see some Kourtney emojis, and I want to see some Khloe emojis because I love these because they look really, really realistic, but it's kind of like a painted little emoji. But it looks like a real picture, so it's crazy. But I love that she always makes these Kimojis. I have the app. Every time they have an update, I get the update, and this time I had to pay like an extra $1 to update it.
Ooh.
It's so funny. You guys really need to get it, and we can like send them back and
Will
forth.
you send me $1?
I will send you
just
$1.
kidding.
I know. I'm like, I can't imagine paying for like something like this.
But it's like hardly. It's like a few dollars.
I know.
It makes you
Just
smile.
adding to the
It's
empire.
so
no
great.
big deal.
just add, make them billionaires.
Yeah, pretty
No
much.
biggie.
And then the next thing we have is Kim recently posted this photo on Instagram. She was wearing orange in honor of the Gun Violence Awareness Day. And it's like a big thing apparently right now where a lot of celebrities are wearing orange to kind of
I didn't know this.
be like an anti-gun. So anyway, kind of interesting. But there she is slaying as usual, looking great.
The color looks good on her.
While yeah.
No, I'm just kidding.
Yeah, it's hard to pull off orange like that.
It's really pretty. It's like a peach from what I see. I don't know.
She
it could
looks
be
great.
Filter,
I
hashtag,
know,
or
right?
hashtag filter.
Did you guys know she's like back to, I think, 2008 Kim, the weight? And she's even
Nuh-uh.
losing more. So she's actually like almost back to what she used to be weight-wise.
She's probably training with Don too.
Before North.
She is, yeah.
Like even before North.
Even before North, like 2008 Kim.
She doesn't want to. She doesn't want to have another kid, does she?
I think the Kanye does, but all the complications she's had, it put her in a lot of health risks.
And not even as messed up as that sounds, like to get your body back, and she knows herself with weight and what happens being pregnant.
Yep.
It's taken her years to even get back to there.
I know.
I give her props. It's really, really, really. I mean, actually, I'm like, it's really hard to lose the baby weight. I don't have a baby, so I don't know, but
Do
that's what I've
imagine.
heard.
Yeah.
You know.
Yeah.
And then the last thing that I have is Rob and China are coming out with their own reality
yes.
show on E called Rob and China.
It
Wow,
really
that's
is true.
original.
It's true.
It's true because I heard rumors. It really is true.
It's true. And it's kind of exciting. And they've already filmed over 6 episodes, 6 one-hour
Oh my
episodes
gosh.
ready to premiere. They haven't said when yet, but it's going to happen. And it's going to be cool. And I'm going to be watching.
Oh my god.
It's awesome.
I mean, go figure. We knew that was eventually going to happen. They were kind of like scooting around it, but
I mean, don't you guys want to know a little bit more of the inside scoop?
For me, it's not. It's not. I Black China's cool. Like whatever, but I do want to see Rob. Like, what
Yeah.
has he been up to? Just because we haven't seen him, and all
Yeah.
you guys listening know, we haven't seen him in like 3 years.
Yeah.
I'm surprised he wants to do this because, like, I know he's lost weight, but he's not back to where he was, and I don't know if that's where he wants to be.
But he's lost so much.
It's just so crazy because, like, still looking at him,
It's not Rob.
Yeah, he was out of the limelight for so long. When I think of Rob, I don't think of the Rob that I see. So he was so self-conscious. I'm shocked he wants to do this. I mean, maybe Black China's been very, influential. I don't know. But that is a very original name, let me tell you, right there.
Yeah. And
Rob and China?
Right.
Rob and China.
Not only that,
Yeah,
but
the name of the show exactly.
their
Yeah.
baby pictures are already estimated to be like
Oh
worth
my
over $1 million
What?
for their baby picture. So they're set. They're really set. Because I know Rob was kind of struggling with a little bit of money, and Kris was kind of laying it down for him. But like, they know what they're doing. They're coming out with their show. They're gonna get paid over $1 million for their baby picture. Like,
That
they are
is
set.
crazy.
Can you imagine having a baby picture and, like, I would love for someone to be like, when that kid's born, I'll give you $1 million.
Yep.
Can you imagine?
It's crazy.
I'm so jealous.
I love them both. I think they're
right?
great. I think they're awesome. I think she's really trying to help push him to be a better version of himself. I love their relationship.
Right, like Justine, you're just saying I can't picture him doing this show, but clear, you know, she's really bumped his confidence.
She's brought him out of depression. He was in a dark spot, and she's just single-handedly grabbed him and pulled him back. And I love it. I think it's great.
And it's not like, oh, he's just doing better. It's just funny because you'd think that, okay, he'd gradually get into it by going on the Kardashians and weaning himself back onto the spotlight. No, he's just got his own damn show.
He's taking his own show.
I love it.
I wonder when it's gonna premiere.
I'm so excited. I'm gonna be watching.
Yeah, whenever we find out, we'll let you guys know.
Yes.
And this is the really quick last news and gossip. I just want to say, because I was telling them, I saw Khloe in person, and she is tiny. I'm just keeping it at that. For people that like to say, you know, because I have a lot of people that are like, oh, she's the bigger sister, or she's fat. Like, she's small. I saw her, and I was like,
she's the smallest one.
She's
now.
not
She is.
Courtney.
Well, her waist.
Really?
Yep.
I was like this. I was like shocked because I'd never met them or seen them, and I was like, all right, just gotta give Khloe a little shout out.
Yep.
She was looking hot.
She looks amazing.
So, the ass is literally like,
Like the wooden statue.
Yes.
Literally.
Oh my gosh. Love it.
All right, guys. Thanks for watching tonight. We will be back next week, the three of us.
Actually, I won't be here for the next 2 weeks because I'm
It'll
going back to visit Missouri.
Me and Justine.
Yep.
Dakota, where can we find you in the
guys
meantime?
can find me on Instagram, Twitter, YouTube at Mr. Dakota T. Jones, and I will definitely send in some predictions, fun news, and gossip videos
Cool,
for the
thank
next
you.
2 episodes.
Awesome, and you guys can find me on Instagram at Let's Face It with Justine, and on Twitter at Justine DiVanna 3.
And you can find me Twitter, Instagram, XOXOCESCA, and we'll see you next week. Thanks.
Love you guys.
From executive producers Maria Menounos, Kevin Undergaro, Phil Svitek, and the entire AfterBuzz TV staff, we would like to thank you for listening to the AfterBuzz TV network. To watch or listen to other after shows and post comments or questions, be sure to visit AfterBuzzTV.com. I'm Sir Richard Wentworth, and this has been a presentation of AfterBuzz TV.
Buzz you later.
The views expressed herein are those of the hosts only and do not necessarily reflect the views of AfterBuzz TV or its owners or principals.